I'll take a look at the square formation available to some spear units. The square formation is going to increase the bracing bonus of the unit by a factor of 4, which means that each of these guys is going to have his weight quadrupled when they are in the square formation. It's also going to increase their melee defense by 15 and their morale by 10. And of course, one of the features of the square formation is that it's going to be impossible to get rear charges and flanks in on a unit that is in a square formation, because it has no flanks and it has no rear. So very useful defensive formation. So when I put them in square, they're going to go into the square formation. And this is useful against cavalry because there are no flanks or rear to hit. But there are a few differences between the way these Persian hoplites are using their square and how these Thureos Spears are using their square. Because the Thureos have javelins, and the Thureos can throw their javelins in 360 degrees when they are in this square formation. So the guys facing this way can throw that way, these guys can throw that way, and so on. But the important thing about them throwing javelins is that it might not be the best thing to do when you are being charged by cavalry. So here they are being charged by a lion and by companion cavalry. The lion is charging straight through, is pulling through the unit actually, and you can see here that these guys are able to fire from all sides. So this is very useful in that it allows them to fire when not microing them, but they're going to lose their bracing bonus when they are firing. So if Thureos Spears are going to get charged by cavalry, it's better to turn off the fire at will, so they will get their bracing bonus. And then the companion cavalry won't be able to break through the unit as easily. So let's see if the AI pulls out here. The AI is going to pull out, and now I am going to get the bracing bonus if I'm able to turn off the fire at will. Actually, I wasn't able to turn off fire at will, and I have no idea why, but still it's a good illustration of the square not really being effective in a defensive role against cavalry when they are like that. But the Persian hoplites are always going to get their bracing bonus when they are in square formation, because they don't have the fire at will on. So when you are going to skirmish and support multiple angles, it can be useful to have them in square formation like this, but it's not going to be as effective as if you are just keeping your guys turning fire at will off, because the bracing bonus is lost. Another thing to consider with the square formation is that when you're up against missiles, now you probably know if you've been watching the other videos, or if you have seen so for yourself, you know that missiles are going to be aimed towards the center of a unit, and most of the missiles are going to hit the center and to the right and left of the center in the unit. So if you create a square formation, first we're going to let the hoplites take fire, the Persian hoplites. We're going to let them take fire frontally first, just see how many casualties they are going to sustain. Persian hoplites have good shields, so they will be able to take some arrow fire from the front. Also decent armor. They have the linothorax, I believe, and they have some pretty cool pants as well. Still going down to this heavy shot from the front. The unit is wavering, and it looks like they might be broken due to missile fire here. Yep, they were broken due to missile fire. So, let's try that again. I'm going to put them in square, and one of the things that is very useful about the square is the 10 increase in morale, because it's going to allow them to hold for a lot of time. And units attacking a square are possibly going to just attack one side of the square, so they will be hitting very few men at the time, And the square is going to allow units like Persian hoplites to hold for a long time in melee, which is going to buy you time to flank or to shoot with missiles of your own. But when they are in the square formation here, these units are going to get their shield bonus, these units are not going to get their shield bonus, these units are going to get their shield bonus, while these are not. So just notice where the guys are dying in the formation here. You will see a lot more guys dying on this side and on the back side than on this side and on the front. See that? The units on the side here are dying very quickly. The units here are also dying, the units in the center are dying. And while they do have more morale, so they won't break as easily as they did before, they are going to take casualties a lot quicker. But they aren't really wavering yet, because they have the increased morale, so they have 50 morale. And they won't be able to maintain the square when there are too few men in the unit. But square is going to increase the susceptibility to missile fire by quite a lot. So that's the defensive formation square. It's a purely defensive formation you can charge in and go into square. It's going to increase susceptibility to missile fire, it's going to reduce susceptibility to cavalry charges, chariots and elephants, but it's with, for example, Thureos Spears that are only medium spear infantry, it's not going to be easy stopping chariots with squares. It can slow them down a bit, so it can be useful that way. But one of the cool things about the square with the Thureos Spears is that they will be able to throw in 360. So if you, for example, have Thureos Spears protecting your rear, and you want to support fights both to the front and behind without having to micro, you can put them in square, and they will protect your rear nicely and throw javelins in all directions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the battlefield.